kick it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
the Girls' Room.
We are here for, I think this is our final episode this season.
Already?
I think so.
Can't be real.
Is this the last one? I think it is.
Really?
I lied to you last season, so we should definitely double check that.
Give me one more.
One more.
We will be coming back next season for season 3. We are so excited. So make sure, and I'll remind you at the end of our episode, send us some things you'd love to hear us talk about. We will take all of these suggestions because there are so many options.
Absolutely.
I'm very distracted by this thing blinking.
I know. I keep looking at it. And I'm like, what's going on?
It's a techno party.
That's freaking cool, though. I want one of those. But today we figured out that we would close it out with another foray into music. But this time we are talking about movie soundtracks that we loved and listened to on repeat. And there are so many options.
Oh gosh, yes.
As
So
someone
many
who
options.
listens to like single songs on repeat.
Yeah, it took me a bit to kind of really figure out like soundtracks, and then I was like, oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Like I thought of a couple, and then the more we talked, I was like, oh, and then it just unlocked more, and I was like, yeah, okay, I remember.
I for sure this morning had like, this is what I'm talking about. And then shout out Derek. I was talking to my friend and I was like, wait a second. This one. So.
Yep. Same.
I'm here
It's
for
like I will
it.
struggle to think of one, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So
Wow.
I've got backups because I think a lot of us thought of similar ones. So
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
all right.
Pulling up my pages because I totally forgot to before we started. All right, does
So
anybody have one
I
they
need
just
notes, otherwise I'll totally forget.
feel like they need to talk about right at this moment?
Excuse me.
Bless
Oh,
you.
bless you.
I tried to make it a silent one and not blast.
Well,
everyone
Does
weird.
Spice World count as a soundtrack if it's technically
100%.
the album and the movie?
100%.
Like what
Yeah.
I
was the
mean-
movie made for the album? Or
Yeah,
like what?
I think
Okay.
so.
To be fair, I think I listened to the album first on repeat before I saw the movie, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
I think it counts.
that could be the thing.
because off with Spice World.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like listening to a musical soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Basically.
I mean, I played. Let me just pull up the track list because I mean, they're just all so okay. Alex
They're
is
so
probably going to
good.
interject with commentary here. Fine.
No commentary, sir.
I wouldn't have brought it up, but since you mentioned it.
It's garbage.
But I remember. I mean, I had the CD and I would just play it through like on road trips. There wasn't like a bad song on this album, in my opinion. Alex will disagree with a meme or something here. But Spice Up Your
Love it.
Life, Too Much, Never Give Up on the Good Times, Viva Forever,
Stop.
Right Now, Thank You Very Much. Yeah, so many good ones. But one of the songs that was in the movie that was not on the soundtrack was their cover of Leader of the Gang
Yes.
sung by
Oh,
Gary
Yeah.
Glitter because of the controversy that came out
Yeah.
right around the time the movie was coming out in theaters. So I was upset that that song was not on the soundtrack. Did not
Me
know why at the
too.
time, but I mean, it was, I don't know, it's like just pumped you up, you know?
It
It's-
did.
There was all these songs were danceable for the most part, a couple slow ones, but yeah, it was just happy vibes, and I was content to listen to it on repeat.
Yeah,
We're here for
Oh,
happy
man.
vibes.
absolutely.
I can't
Yeah.
even. I can't remember if I saw the movie first or listen to the soundtrack first.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Although there's one song, "Move Over," what the Generation X song. I remember that was
I
on a Pepsi
love that
commercial.
song.
We
Yeah.
put that on a Pepsi commercial.
Yeah.
That was everywhere.
Oh,
Look, the Spice Girls were everywhere, and I was here for it. I don't
Mhm.
even think I definitely didn't see it in theaters. I don't think I saw
did.
it until Well, my mom was cool with the music, but I don't know that she necessarily wanted me to see the movie. I don't quite remember. Mom, I'm so sorry if I'm lying.
Yeah, same.
But I think I saw it at a friend's house at a sleepover once it came out on VHS,
I might
and that's
go
the
to that
first
if I-
time I saw it.
97.
So the soundtrack came out in
I would've
97,
been
or the
8.
album came out in 97, and the movie was 98. The movie came out the week of my birthday, so I definitely saw that with my friend Lauren.
Oh, so the soundtrack
for my
came out
birthday.
first.
Yes.
Okay.
Soundtrack came out of what was it? What did I just
97.
Yeah, November of 97, and then the movie came out January of 98, according to interwebs.
Hey,
really
that's how you
close.
do it, man. You pop that soundtrack out early, and everybody's like, "I want to see these. I want to see these songs live." And then you go see the movie.
Big long music video.
Hang on to your knickers.
Yeah, they're freaking hilarious.
It's so good. I need to go back and watch it again. It's been years since I've seen it.
Manny asked the one day if we could watch it. I was like, I don't think I have it.
Oh, I have it. Yeah,
You should have a movie night.
I told Alex, I was like,
Hugh Laurie was
"Don't
in
you-"
it. I forgot about that.
Shut up!
Yes.
I'm looking at the cast list here, and it's just like
I
Joy
don't
Alan
remember
Cumming,
that.
Richard E. Grant, Roger Moore.
Roger, I was like, Alex, James Bond's in it.
Jennifer Saunders was in it.
He was their manager. And I was like, he was
Yeah.
Stephen
come
Fry.
on.
Stephen Fry. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got all the British stars to be in Spice World.
They're like, who can we get for this? Let's just get everybody
That was the
who's
point.
available.
That was the point. It was like my mom compared it to, and I hadn't seen it, but she compared it to the movie The Beatles made, where it's just
Oh,
like the
yeah.
whole point
Sgt.
was
Pepper's.
a vehicle for
It's just who can we shove
Or
in
was it
this
Sgt.
movie?
Pepper? There was another. Was there another one? I don't know.
I don't remember.
But I just remember her saying it's Spice Girl. It's like what the Beatles did. It's like what the Beatles did. It's the movie is no substance. And like, yeah, but it's fun.
Wait, Meatloaf was in it? I didn't realize Meatloaf was in it.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, we're gonna have a movie night. Maybe we can convince Alex to let us do a
that could be
night and watch Spice
Yeah.
World. He doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, Spice World's so good. Now I need to watch it.
awesome.
Spice up your life.
Awesome.
All right, I'm done talking about Spice World.
All right, I will
We can talk
do.
about-
I will do an
Something else.
old one that is not technically 90s, but they did the re-release in the 90s, which is Grease. Kat and I were talking about this.
Yes.
I fully
Yep.
remember going with my dad. My dad had to go to Best Buy for something, and I had money on me because I always like to go through the computer games at Best Buy. And I got stuck before I even made it to the computer games on the end of one of the aisles. It was the anniversary
20th anniversary.
20th
1998.
anniversary DVD set. It was like a 2-disc DVD set. It had a little
Yep.
booklet in it.
Yep. I had it too.
Yeah, I loved that thing. I watched it so much. I destroyed the DVD.
So good.
But that was my first exposure to the Grease soundtrack,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to it on repeat.
Still have my day.
Yes.
It's so completely classic, and I feel like
so good.
it kind of spans all of the decades because you've got the older music, some of the newer stuff. You
Well,
know what I mean?
it's a movie set in the 50s, made in the late
70s.
70s. Anniversary was in the 90s.
With full-blown
Everybody knows
adults
it.
playing.
Oh yeah, 30-year-old
schoolers.
soccer
High
channing
schoolers.
playing an 18-year-old.
Now I feel like I almost believed it more than Grease 2, though.
Yeah, 100%.
A little bit.
But also, I will not abide any Grease 2 slander. Grease 2, great movie.
Still
Yes.
But
Yes.
way less believable.
So
I
much
haven't
love
seen
for that
Grease
movie.
2.
Tablet here.
It's my jam.
Oh,
If
Grease
it's
2?
on, I'm watching it. Yeah.
Phenomenal. It's
And soundtrack.
ridiculous. I just love the fact that they were we're getting off topic, but I don't care. How they would just be
Doesn't agree.
smoking in the high school. I was like,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, when
is
he
that what
touched
you
that
do?
cigarette in his
was.
mouth.
Yeah.
Because you're a cool rider.
Yes.
That one and the pageant, or it was the talent show,
I'll
but
be
they
yours
decided
in
to essentially
springtime.
do a girl for all seasons.
Yes. I'll be your
So good.
girl for
Honestly,
all seasons.
Grease 2 soundtrack also fire. It's great. But yeah,
Mhm.
Grease, loved it. Listened to it on repeat. I'm sure my mother got really tired of hearing Grease constantly.
It's the word. It's the word that you
It's
heard.
the word,
it's got
man.
Groove. It's got meaning.
I also, it obviously not until I was much older, but it took me so long to realize that Frankie Valli did the title soundtrack.
Right.
Which, surprise, surprise, the man is still alive, and up until at least last year was still touring because we got to go see him when he stopped in Pittsburgh.
Yes, I remember you telling me about that.
Went to see him when he stopped in Pittsburgh, and he did sing that song, and I was like, oh, I forgot Frankie Valli. Again, it was gone, and I was like, oh, I forgot Frankie Valli did this. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, Grease.
Sung by Frankie Valli, but written by the Bee Gees.
Yes.
Bee Gees wrote it.
Yeah,
which they've actually sang it at some of their
good.
concerts. Yeah, they would sing it because one of the concerts from that they did in the 90s that we have recorded is one of my favorite live concerts of the Bee Gees. They sang it half of it, and then the rest of it they played Frankie Valli singing it, and they showed the opening credit intro for it. And Olivia Newton-John was actually in the audience that night for the show, so they actually came down to her and her daughter. So
awesome.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh.
For 2 seconds, I forgot she passed. And
I know. I'm so sorry.
Wait. Oh, never mind. That's all I remember now.
Dang cancer. F it.
Yeah, right? I will 100% support that. But yeah, I listened to it so much that one of the first shows, like musicals my mom took me to that I remember, because I know there were others that I don't remember, but I specifically remember, I can't remember if it was at that point, Future High School. I think it may have been Harrison who did it, but they were doing a production of Grease, and my mom took me, and I loved it. But all I can remember is the scene where they moon the camera in the movie.
Yep. Yeah.
They changed it where he just pulled down his pants and he was wearing bright yellow boxers with a big smiley face on the butt. And that's all I remember. But I had the best time. Yeah. Oh, so good.
I was so jealous. That was one of the shows I always wanted to be in.
I wanted to too. I wanted to be Rizzo so bad.
Me too. 2 years after I graduated, or wouldn't have been 2 years, because both of my sisters were in high school at the time. We're 6 years apart. They're 18 months apart. So both of them were in high school. They did Grease. I was so upset.
Oh, man.
But I did help backstage. My friend played Eugene. And they got me a Pink Lady's jacket as an honorary Pink Lady for helping with
I love that.
And I can't tell you how many we had to, because my mom was on costumes and we had to save toilet paper rolls for the beauty school dropout stuff
to make all the wig things.
Yes.
Yeah.
My sisters had to be cheerleaders for it, which is fun, knowing my sisters are not cheerleader material, because we're just not.
It's acting.
Yeah, they were like.
I've played many a thing in a theater production that I do not have the capacity for in real life. I get it, man.
So what's your favorite song from the soundtrack?
Now, here's the distinction. Is it ones that they sing or ones that play during the movie?
That's tough.
I'd say anything on the soundtrack goes.
Okay. As much as I hate it in the grand scheme of things, once I became old enough and really listened to the lyrics and I'm like, I hate this, it's Grease Lightning.
Yeah, I didn't get some of that the first 100 times I heard it when I was 10 years old.
I loved Grease Lightning as a kid. And
until we changed the lyrics when we sang it as part of
that was my favorite. Is anytime anyone sang it for choir or anything, they had to change almost every word.
Everything. Oh my gosh, this accidentally started
on
my phone.
Oh no,
Freddie, my love.
And then a song I hated as a kid, but I really like as an adult now, Hopelessly Devoted to You.
I love that song.
And I think it's just because I hated the scene. It was just uncomfortable of her just walking around her yard and looking in the kiddie pool. And I was like, what are you doing? This is weird. But now I'm just like, oh, beautiful ballad. Olivia Newton-John, sing it to me every day.
I think surprisingly, I was the same for growing up, when I was a kid, all of Olivia Newton-John's were always my favorite. Like it was Hopelessly Devoted and part of Summer Love. And I was like, but as an adult, and to this day, I was like, it's Rizzo's There Are Worse Things I Could Do. It's
Same.
like,
Mm.
yes,
Yeah.
it hits like really, like it's such a different tone
As-
compared to some of the other songs. And
Yeah.
that's why I like it.
I love that the older you got, like the more the songs hit.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like, I also love the older I've gotten, the more I love Marty.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
Marty
the
was just
cheerleader.
kind of living her best life, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I like Frenchie.
Frenchie's so good, solid. And I don't know if you've watched it yet, but Frenchie does come back in Rise of the Pink Ladies.
I have not seen
She-
it.
Well,
Spoiler!
Dee Dee Khan makes an appearance
Yeah.
in the series because that's a prequel to Grease, but so good. Also,
And she
that
came back in Grease
soundtrack,
too.
so good. Yes, look,
Mhm.
Dee Dee Khan is
She's an amazing.
forever Grease,
Oh, the
forever.
beautiful
And Shining Time Station.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, who's up next?
I'll let Heather.
Go.
Yeah, go Heather.
So it was tough for me because I originally had song like I had some stuff and then I was like, wait a second. So I can't decide which one I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna save my favorite for last.
Okay.
So don't really remember the movie as much as I remember the soundtrack.
Mhm.
City of Angels
Ooh, yeah.
has the best
Had
hands
the
down Alanis Morissette song.
yeah.
Oh.
And Iris, was that one on there?
Iris was on there. It was
That's it.
I have it on here. So we've got
Oh, U2 is on here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
Irish,
care for
but I
U2.
don't like you too.
Sarah McLaughlin.
I also don't enjoy you two. You're
Love
fine.
Sarah McLachlan.
Uninvited Alanis Morissette. It had Jimi Hendrix.
Uninvited is my favorite Alanis Morissette song.
Hands down, the best.
It's
And
the
that's
best
like,
song.
That's like one of those songs that like I sang it like probably had it on repeat on the way home today because it's like it's got the ballady, like the pretty stuff, and then like the
But it's got that like almost like sitar in the background, and it's like it's sexy and it's whimsical. I love it.
Now, unfortunately, it has, you know, the sad angel, Sarah McLaughlin.
Mhm.
The
Oh, I
eyes of
love-
the angel.
Look, she
I
made
will
her
sob.
bank. She
Mhm.
made her bank.
Those sad puppies. And one of the sexiest songs, absolutely sexiest songs, Paula Cole.
Sad puppies.
Paula
Sorry.
Cole, Feel in Love. Now I'm all thinking about I'm sexy and bad.
Sad, sexy
puppies.
puppies.
Sad puppies. Hurry, take away the thought of the
Sorry.
sad puppies. Talk about sexy music.
Sexy music.
I was
Paula
like, that
Cole.
commercial was everyone.
It was, and it still is.
Yeah, it still
It
is.
still
Still
is.
is.
I hate when I'm in
Why?
public and I look over and like the sound's not even on. I'm like, I hear the song and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
See a sad dog.
I
in the
have
sunroom.
rescued so many animals. I can't have any more. Stop making me feel guilty.
My husband's gonna make me sleep in the backyard. And he wouldn't. But
Pulling a Manny, I'm laughing. I can't stop.
Oh.
but Paula Cole,
Sorry,
Feel in Love. I remember
Yeah.
putting that on like that was on a
Ugh.
mixtape. I think I made Manny when I first met him. So
Aw.
sexy.
I love that you
Sexy
made each
song.
other mixtapes. I love
You
it.
know.
Oh, Alex used to for me. Yeah,
It
hands down.
has everything on it. I don't really remember the movie at all. I just know. So that's the one where it's Meg Ryan
Yeah.
and
Who's the guy?
I'm sorry, all I can think of is Nicolas Cage. It's Nick Cage.
Nicholas Cage.
I have a magnet on my refrigerator if you didn't see it.
Yes, you do.
can.
I got
And it-
distracted by it mid sentence. I was like, "That's
I
The
didn't-
body
that's
of a
interesting.
bikini-clad woman with Nick Cage's head on it. It says Nicolas Cage.
Oh my gosh,
You
that's
see it.
funny.
I think he would
Um,
approve.
Absolutely. But Nick Cage is an angel, and she's a heart surgeon,
Mhm.
and he's supposed to be like invisible, kind of like watching over people, like what as they're coming towards the end of their life journey, and he realizes like his human, like he wants to be a human, like he doesn't want to be immortal anymore, and he falls in love with her, and he gives up his immortality to be with her. essentially, if I remember correctly. Watch is probably like she dies and he's just a human.
Look, I like
Womp
that
womp.
story, whether it's true or not.
Just make it up. But I literally don't remember anything about the movie other than the two of them were in it. But the music, that uninvited, just
I'm gonna listen to that song when I get off this call. I love that song so much.
so good.
Every time
then,
it randomly pops up on my Spotify, I'm like, yes.
And it's got like the songs in the movie. There's a bunch of like bluesy type things, and then at the end it's got all like the soundtracky kind of songs that are in the movie, like the theme song and stuff like that. And Dennis Franz is in it. Like, how do you not think of Dennis Franz, NYPD Blue? I can't, like, I think he's a heart patient in it, maybe. I don't remember. Maybe that's how they meet.
I don't know that I've ever actually fully
I've
watched
never
that
seen
movie.
1998.
Anytime someone says City of Angels, I immediately think of the City of Angels musical because I still to this day want to do that musical so bad. But
yeah. So I don't really remember any. Apparently it came out as a remake later too.
hey.
The remake was released with financial success. Wait. So this wasn't the original? Hold on.
This is the remake, right?
This is the remake, I think.
Maybe?
I don't know.
A more successful remake. You just gotta throw Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan in it, and it's a box office smash.
So
It's according to Wikipedia.
Good old Wikipedia.
Film is a loose remake of Wim Wenders' 1987 film Wings of Desire.
That's a better name.
Which
should have kept the name.
Oh, it's a German film.
Der Himmel über Berlin.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So
the more you know.
He's an angel, falls in love with a mortal, wishes to become human to be with her. With the guidance of a man who has already made the transition from immortality, the angel falls and begins to have a human experience. And it was apparently made for Dawn Steele, the producer, who passed away before the premiere of the movie, so they dedicated it to her.
So beautiful.
That's all I know.
I gotta add that to my watch list too.
Good movie. It's on Amazon or Prime Video. Just
oh heck yeah!
I think you have to rent it though. Oh bollocks! Womp womp.
Bollocks!
Everything's behind a paywall
these days.
All right, Meg, what's your first one?
All right. Well, I know Heather probably knows because I actually mentioned it to her in the car when we were together earlier last week. So, but the first soundtrack that came to my mind that I know I owned and listened to on repeat was the Space Jam soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a copy of it here somewhere, but Alex was going to get me the CD, but he never did.
Good old Jock Jams, man.
That was one of my first CDs, like when transitioning from tapes to CDs. Jock Jams and Jock Rock were like,
yeah. I think for me, what appealed to it the most was I was really into R&B at the time, so like I was very Brandy, Monica, all them, and of course Monica's on the soundtrack. So, I was very. Like it just hit with me, even in the rap in it is good. But I mean, I was pulling up like all the artists because I was like, it's been a hot minute since I remembered. But Seal, of course, did a remake of "Fly Like an Eagle," which I like his version better.
His version is superior.
And of course, Quad City DJs did the actual cover of the movie, which is. I loved Quad City DJs because I also liked "Come On Ride the Train." It was one of my favorite songs. Monica, LL Cool J, Method Man, Coolio, R. Kelly. Before
high five, Coolio.
That's right, you did
that.
I did
it. Salt and Pepper.
My favorite.
Yes, but it's so funny because one of
Basketball Jones, that was Chris Rock and Barry White.
Basketball Jones. Yep. Oh yeah. One of Alex's favorite.
Barry White.
Do you want Manny to come in here and Barry White us? Insert Manny's Barry White here.
Alex always said one of his favorites was the Bugs Buggin' because was with Bugs Bunny and Daffy on on their version of it. Their rap on it was one of his favorites. And Alex, like with him growing up, he was never into rap or R&B or anything like that, but he absolutely loved the soundtrack and he listened to it just as much as I did. So, but yeah, I mean, you can't. I know when they came out with the new Space Jam, the new Space Jam movie.
I still haven't seen it. Is it any good?
I can answer that.
Hell no!
Here's what I have to say about that. The second Space Jam movie is for the kids of this generation.
Okay.
And I can totally get behind that because Sam loved the movie. He absolutely loved it because he loves the original Space Jam. And to me, and that's what Alex and I both say. Like it's not bad, but I mean,
nostalgia goggles.
It's just not gonna live up.
It's just like I don't know. It's like they kept trying to kind of copy the first one a little, but I mean, I'm not saying Michael Jordan was a great actor, but it was just, he
didn't have to be. He was just supposed to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah. He was just like, but I mean, you also like they had Bill Murray was in the movie. I mean, Wayne Knight was in it. They had a lot of good big actors in this movie. So, but yeah, with it just, I don't know it, but for me, it's like, this is the movie for this generation. So like, I
got it.
I give Sam like, hey, if you like it, that's fine. But I'm going to stick with it. When I was a kid, I'm going to stick with the original because for me, the soundtrack made the movie enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
And, and as much as I loved Looney Tunes, even back in the 90s, it was the soundtrack for me. So, and to this day, I have like almost all the songs on my Spotify. So, even R. Kelly, I know, but you know what? R. Kelly had some jams.
Hey,
Sorry.
it's okay. All of his royalties for his music goes to his victims. So play as much R. Kelly as you want.
There you go.
I believe I can fly. Woo! Take that money.
Yeah. But yeah, so and Monica's For You I Will was always my favorite song.
Oh,
across the ocean.
I forgot that was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep. And I was trying to think. I don't think there's any songs that I can remember that were not on the soundtrack from the movie, but yeah.
Yeah. I hate when they do that. It's like, oh, I love this song. It's got to be on the
And
soundtrack,
you're like,
right?
it's on here, right? No,
Right?
it's not.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what always killed me, and that's what sucked being a kid in the 90s and early 2000s. Because if it was in the movie but not on the soundtrack, oh well.
That's it.
Hope they play it on the radio and you can record it.
Oh, Busta Rhymes, hoo-ha! I love that song.
So many
I love Busta Rhymes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, just so many good artists. Like, I mean, they stacked I'm like, you probably couldn't have had a more stacked set of artists on a soundtrack.
Soundtrack is the soundtrack of the 90s.
Yeah. I mean, you don't hear any of the songs without immediately thinking, like, you wouldn't believe, if listening to I Believe I Can Fly, you would not.
Even just Space Jam. Like, obviously, Jock Jam's huge.
Oh gosh, yes.
But like,
they played it at school dances.
Yeah. School dances.
Pep rallies.
Yep.
Pep rallies. Like school sporting events.
Yeah, Quads to
Space
DJs
Jam
was
would come on.
at our
Yeah,
pep rallies.
everywhere.
Yeah. It was between that and the Macarena song.
I was just gonna say the train and the Macarena. I mean, back to back on the radio.
We'd be out there.
Yeah, man.
Just jamming. Yeah. I was like, and I was like, man, whatever happened to Quad City DJs? I was like, they should still be making stuff because I'm just saying. I told Sam, I was like, you just don't understand, child. You just don't know what you missed out on.
Jock Jams, man.
So
and
anyway,
it's the weirdest. It's the weirdest music too. Like, if you think about it, you're like, that's weird as hell. Where did that come from? When did you decide to make that? And then why, when those came out, did it immediately go, we need to play this at every major sporting event ever? This is it.
What is this format? Quad City DJs did do some more recent stuff. 2015, they did the 4-minute twerk out.
Oh.
In 2017, what happens here stays here.
And then 2021, they began touring.
Oh man! Oh,
2020, they did a "Come On Ride It the Train" Part 2.
Oh,
ooh,
a bass remix.
We're gonna have to find that.
July 31st, 2020, on Spotify.
Yeah. Oh, apparently they also. So apparently they were lined up to record Brand New Jam for the soundtrack of Space Jam: A New Legacy, but they ended up not including it on the soundtrack. Shame on you. It would have been would have been what did it.
What a callback for the OG.
You shouldn't have cut them out, and I think it would have been better.
Wow.
I love looking at their Wikipedia. In the summer of 1997, the duo co-headlined the Dance Across America tour with La Bouche. Of course they did.
Oh, there's a segue, actually. I'm going to do
there you
this
go.
now. Here's a segue.
Ready?
Night of the Roxbury.
Yes.
Soundtrack. So, that was just 90s club music in general.
Yeah.
We got What Is Love by Hadaway. La Bouche, Be My Lover. Ace of Base is on there.
Yes.
There's another Hadaway remix. Rod Stewart. And Amber, This Is Your Night.
Yes.
Dancing till the morning light. Yep.
Love it.
Those songs, they kind of blend together. It's the 90s dance club. Like, those songs do blend together. Like, when DJ's playing them, it's just like track after track, and they're all upbeat. So that was one of mine, just because, that was one of the radio stations by me when I was a kid. Like, that was basically what they played. Like, if you wanted to hear that, that was just, the same sort of like beat, and it just kind of kept going. Dance club. So not a huge fan of the movie. I like the sketches. Did not need to make it a movie. As much as I love Molly Shannon, the movie itself did not need to exist. Sorry, Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan.
I love a dumb movie that spawned out of an SNL sketch. Do I think they're good? No, but I'll watch every single one of them.
Some are good.
Superstar, I used to watch on repeat. Honestly, that is my honorable mention for this one, is the Superstar movie soundtrack, because I loved that soundtrack.
Dude in the sky. Anyway, that was my first pick. So, Kat, really back to you.
That was
night. Oh, well, I just did mine.
Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, you did Night at the Roxbury. Yeah. Although I could do another one just because it's random and not at all.
Yeah, go for it.
Anything that we were talking about.
Oh.
So this one's for the, I guess, alt rock girlies out there. I don't know. Not girlies, but just in general. Departure from anything. I Know What You Did Last Summer soundtrack.
Yeah. That was a good one too.
The song Hush by Kula Shaker.
Yes.
Hush, hush. Something, don't know the words though. Hush, hush. Something, don't know the words now. But it had Offspring was on there, Soul Asylum, Korn. So like, I saw the movie when I wasn't supposed to back,
of
like,
course,
when it came out on VHS at a sleepover. But I didn't get the soundtrack until like it was 2000, 2001 when I entered my sort of like grungy alternative emo, whatever you want to call it, phase. But yeah, this is one that I listened to a lot.
Oh, and oddly. It had Jennifer Love Hewitt. How Do I Deal?
Yeah.
It's not on the soundtrack.
No.
Not on the soundtrack.
I think.
Oh, wait. I'm looking at I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh.
That's why. She was on the second one.
No, I was a big fan of Sarah Michelle Gellar back in the day. Still am.
Yes,
but,
still am.
But that was the reason I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Absolutely.
And then spoilers, she dies in it. So I was like, oh.
What?
Look, that's why I saw Cruel Intentions, because Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it. Like, I definitely should not have been
Yeah.
watching that movie. And I
Probably
definitely
not.
watched it at a sleepover like you did.
Well, I like that. I mean, she was Buffy, kick-ass Buffy, and then
Yeah.
she was like a Scream queen. She was in
Yeah.
Scream 2, and I know what she did last summer, and she was the one running away from the danger instead of running to it trying to kick ass. So
Yeah, there's
I
so many
thought that
times
was pretty
watching that
cool.
I'm going, just slay him.
Girls
Lord."
got range. Girls
Yeah.
got range. All
Mhm.
right. I will go into my other choice, which Heather was so magnanimous to give it to me because this was the first one that popped in my head when we talked about it. Because I still remember
Yep.
sitting at the family computer on LimeWire. Mom, I'm so sorry. Mom, I'm so
How many
sorry.
times have we apologized for LimeWire
I
just like in the
tanked
past week?
so many computers because of the viruses on LimeWire. But I watched
Same.
it in school. I watched it in school because we were doing the I didn't listen to it until the 2000s, but we watched it when we did our section in English on Romeo and Juliet. And it is the Romeo plus Juliet with the phenomenal Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio. And I already liked Shakespeare. I read Shakespeare on my own outside of class. And I was really worried when the movie started because I was like, this is modern. I don't know. And then I fell in love with it. And that soundtrack I downloaded on LimeWire because it's honestly, even today, it's hard to get that soundtrack because of how it's all like
Mhm.
all the rights and everything.
I had to look at a playlist of it
Yes.
from
Yeah.
Spotify.
You can't even
Huh.
get it. It's so hard, which is
Mhm.
the saddest part is my
have it
absolute
somewhere.
favorite song on that is one of the hardest to get, which is Young Hearts Run Free.
Young Hearts
Because
Run Free.
what? Oh my God. I have to say his name because I never actually remember his name. The man who played Mercutio, who is
Yeah.
down the best Mercutio of all
Yes.
time. I will
Yes.
fight
Thank
you
you.
on it.
Thank
He
you.
is the best. Where is it? Come on.
It's gonna be
Here's his name.
Harold Perrinois.
Yes, he was French. Um, Phenomenal. It was also maybe other than like cartoons, my first exposure to like drag because when they go to that party, he's
LGBTQ.
just beautiful drag queen. But that soundtrack is everything.
French.
I didn't listen to Prince as a kid, but I absolutely loved the cover of When Doves Cry with that beautiful
Yes.
little boy and that choir, and that made me start listening to Prince.
Mhm.
The whole the whole thing. It had I forgot the Butthole Surfers did a song on it too.
Oh yeah.
But it had Radiohead, it had
Garbage.
Garbage,
Garbage.
1 Inch Punch,
Everclear.
Butthole
Cardigans.
Surfers. Yeah, it had so many people in it, and that
The
soundtrack
Cardigans.
is
Love Fool.
fire.
My favorite, The
Fire.
Wanna Dies.
Yes,
You and Me song. I love
so
that
good.
song.
Phenomenal movie. It's my favorite. Yeah, Love Fool is another one of my favorites from that soundtrack. Movie's phenomenal. Soundtrack's phenomenal. Plus, it was my first Baz Luhrmann. It was
Yeah,
my
that
first
is true.
exposure to Baz Luhrmann. And then I never went back because then Moulin Rouge happened and I was like, this is phenomenal. And then they did Great Gatsby and I was like, give me more. I need more movies that are so visually stunning. I can't stop watching them.
When was Moulin Rouge? Because I
2001, I think.
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, big soundtrack for me too. Growing up was Moulin
That was
Rouge.
one of the first things I thought of, and then I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, the ones I was thinking of were 2000s releases because like my other honorable mention was the Harry Potter the third movie. I can sing you that score. I can sing you the orchestration of that entire soundtrack. But like
call you and I can't sleep.
Yeah, like and like some of the others like and again I didn't start listening to until high school because me and my friends were all nerds, band nerds. Whenever we would like do study sessions or just like chill hangouts, we would turn on John Williams soundtracks. and just like I still to this day have not seen Jurassic Park start to finish. I've seen most of Jurassic Park, but I know all the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my second one. Heather, what's your next pick?
So originally, I had forgotten about this, and I was going to go with "Waiting to Exhale," which
That's
I
a
don't
good
even
one.
remember seeing the movie. But
Mm-hmm.
then, as I was thinking about the soundtrack, I was like, "Wait a minute, hold on, that's not it." 1992, Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner, The
Mm-hmm.
Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard.
I mean, really, it's just a Whitney Houston soundtrack, but uh, I
And he loved her so much in that movie and in real life. Kevin Costner adored Whitney Houston, and I love him for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that soundtrack, like every single song, just every one of them. Like I was playing it for Manny, and he was like, "Wait, how have I never?" He had never heard Queen of the Night, and I was like, "Hold on, we're listening to it right now." So that is what we did. But I will never forget watching that movie. My Sweet 16 was my first birthday party that I was allowed to invite boys to.
Nice.
And there were 3 boys at the party, and the one who was like my friend since kindergarten, rest in peace, Tommy Eddie. He was watching movies with my dad. The other 2 boys were like with all the girls, and then I go in and I like watch the 2 of them watching The Bodyguard. My dad and Tommy watching The
Aw.
Bodyguard and Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Big difference, but just like a core memory remembering like that. And I don't know, something about that movie, that soundtrack. It's mostly Whitney Houston because obviously, but I don't know, I will just sing to that all day, every day. Great songs.
Mm-hmm.
My honorable mention of "Waiting to Exhale," because you got, like we talked about actually, Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting up in my room,
Mm.
I keep thinking about you. Come on. Just that was my R&B
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It was weird because I had like the very alt rock stuff, and
Yeah.
then I had the R&B. So
Mm-hmm.
those would be also Wayne's World was also
Yes.
Yeah.
Wayne's World.
another honorable mention
Right on.
because just classic music. So that's what I've got.
All right, bring us home, Meg.
All right. Well, again, like you guys said, I had a lot of choices to choose from, but I'm gonna go with one. Kind of ties back to what you were saying, Kylie, with orchestral music, but it was probably the first orchestral score that I bought, and it was I didn't buy it for that reason. I bought it because I wanted the one song on that soundtrack.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it was Titanic.
Yes.
The Titanic soundtrack, because I still have it, and I'm like, I never listened to it anymore.
You
but
just wanted to listen to Celine Dion on
I
repeat.
wanted to hear "My Heart Will Go
Yep.
On" because I loved that song. But I for those of you that probably have lived under, if you have lived under a rock, Alex has never been a big fan of Leo DiCaprio, so he never really cared for that. He hates that movie.
It's
But
okay. He's a good actor, but he has a horrible taste in his everyday life. It's fine.
But he loves the score. Absolutely loves the movie score. Alex said the score is absolutely
Phenomenal.
stunning. He said,
He could just close his eyes. and
He's
just
like, I can just listen. He goes, I like, because like I said, I talked about that earlier. Like most of what he listened to in the 90s was movie scores. That's what, because he hadn't yet developed into the rock and roll stage yet.
Mhm.
So he listened to a lot of movie scores, and because he used to make a lot of fun movies and things at home, and he would put scores from movies to it. So that's what he grew up listening to. But he when I told him I got it, he was like, "Oh yeah, well," he was like, "It's a good score." He said, "It really is." He goes, "I don't like Celine Dion, but I like the rest of the music in it."
You
And you're
shut
like,
your
"I
mouth.
only like
Celine
some
Dion is
Right?
a queen.
Come on.
national
Come on.
treasure."
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But yeah, I didn't really listen to a lot of the music part, but I listened to that song on repeat. But I still own it to this day. It's still in my CD pack. But some of my honorable mentions, I had to give some love for Wild Wild West. Again, I grew up with Will Smith in the 90s, so that was one of my favorites to listen to, along with Men in Black. And Batman Forever also had a pretty good song.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Again, I loved Seal, and Kiss from a Rose was one of my favorite songs growing up.
Do you want to blow your mind? Look up the lyrics to that song.
Oh, yeah.
It is not what you think it is. And shout out to Dropout TV by featuring it on Game Changer. That is how I learned that those are not the words I thought they were. Blew my mind. I was like, I'm so sorry. I've been singing it wrong for.
Oh, yeah, everyone thought it was a kiss from a rose on a grave.
Yeah, it's on the gray. And I was like, what is that? What does that mean?
What does it mean?
It's okay. Seal knew what he was talking about.
Right.
I believed him.
Exactly.
Did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large?
And anybody a fan of the show Community?
Let's face it, we all grew into the baby.
Yeah, most of my honorable mentions were Disney soundtracks because I was a Disney kid, and most of mine were on cassette tapes. Yeah, Hercules was a huge one.
Yes.
Nightmare Before
Mulan.
Mulan.
When I was really little, oh God, Pocahontas, yes. When I was really little, when Lion King came out, I had it on tape.
Yeah.
I think it was on cassette tapes, not even CDs yet. And that summer, my parents got me, it wasn't quite a kiddie pool. It was like better than a kiddie pool. It like actually had the poles in it. So it would probably be like waist height on a toddler.
Nice.
And it had Lion King all around the side of it. And I used to carry my little purple boombox out, and I'd sit it by my pool, and I'd turn it on, and I'd just run around and dance in the water to Lion King in my Lion King pool.
You were part of that one.
I was there. I was in the Sahara with the lions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Elton John's version, was the first slow dance song I ever did at a dance with.
Yes.
At a school dance, like in elementary school. I'm pretty sure it was that song because I'll never forget his version of it. So sure it was that.
Was Tarzan 90s?
Yes, 99.
Yeah. Phil Collins, basically the Phil Collins CD.
Yeah, Disney was like, Phil Collins, will you make this soundtrack for us? And he's like, yeah, give me a second. Makes a soundtrack that should not kick it as hard as it does. And
it has no right.
Here you go. Right. It has no right to hit that hard.
Yep. Anytime so when both the boys were little, I used to sing the You'll Be in My Heart. But I would always sing like Glenn Close's version when she's singing it at first.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah. And I would always sing that to them to rock them to sleep. And I would just sit there and cry as I was holding them because I knew like these moments aren't going to last forever. And I would just cry holding them. And then I couldn't make it through the rest of the song, but I'd sit there and rock them in the chair. Gonna stop your crying, it'll be all right. But yeah, I was like, I love it. Yeah. And the fact Phil Collins got NSYNC to join him on the Trash Camp song. So that was amazing.
That was my favorite song from Tarzan.
They're great. I mean, I told Alex, like, these songs are bangers. I was like, they're so good.
Yeah, Phil Collins was just like, let me cook. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
They were like, we got Elton John for Lion King. What other big name can we get to just completely do the entire soundtrack for a movie? Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
95, like, soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
Goofy Movie, Toy Story, and Pocahontas.
We didn't even mention a Goofy movie. Shame on me. Shame. Should be put in the shame jar. Get in here.
Oh.
Shame on me.
We have a shame jar?
No, we have no shame jar in the girls' room.
I mean, come on.
No shame allowed.
That's an artist that I wish was a real person that which I mean, Tevin Campbell is, but I would totally listen
Right.
to Powerline in a heartbeat.
All
if
the
that was a
time.
real.
Every day.
Look, I
Mhm.
love that Powerline keeps making appearances at Disney World, and it's all the millennials being like, ah!
Right? Everybody knows the dance
What
now.
are doing? Yeah, every time when because it's on our Spotify, so I've got it on Sam's list, on mine, and on my Disney list. I've got different mixes, and when it comes on, I'm like, yes, turn it up,
It's the best day ever.
turn this on. It's so good. I'm like, you just no. Alex or Jensen will be like, what is this song? I'm like, you shut your mouth. You do not
You
insult.
shut your mouth, Powerline is on.
You listen and you don't judge.
He's
Like,
telling
this is
us that we should
greatness,
all love
child.
each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to see eye to eye.
I'm like, this is greatness you're experiencing. That's what this is. And Alex would be like, I love you. Alex likes to me. That's why you're my wife.
Hey, it's important. They need to learn that lesson.
Exactly. So, but that was all my honorable mentions too. But yeah,
Love that.
I couldn't think of anything else.
I had Dangerous Minds on here, but I think it's just because I really love Gangster's
Cool.
Paradise.
Yes,
Paradise.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Coolio's awesome. I would know.
Coolio.
I
You
high-fived
high-fived
him.
And then the coolest soundtrack had Just a Girl by No Doubt, but that wasn't on the soundtrack. It was in the movie.
Yes.
But what was on the soundtrack was Coolio's Rollin' with Homie.
Yes.
It's all about Coolio.
Honestly,
Yeah,
we should just
that-
do a deep dive on Coolio at this point.
Well, I feel like Clueless.
I mean,
well,
he
we
is
could.
not-
He was.
he is
He was 90.
all that.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
The Coolio deep dive.
We
I
will
mean-
next season. We will bring you the Coolio deep dive.
I put it on the list.
Yeah.
Coolio deep dive.
He's awesome. Yeah. Also, I thought the Cruel Intention soundtrack was pretty solid
Yeah.
too. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I love
And
Bittersweet
I know
Symphony.
we've talked about it a million times this season, but the 10 Things I Hate About You
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't put it on
Ska.
the list because
Yeah,
Letters
because I
to
thought
Cleo,
for sure
man.
you were gonna say
Ska
that
for
one.
days.
Haley.
No, I already talked about it once and then made everyone watch the movie. So I thought if I
Maybe
did
Made.
it a
Thank
third
you for
time-
allowing us.
Yeah,
the
I was like, there's no
opportunity to
Made.
Visit
It's like,
this
oh,
gem.
I
absolutely,
thought 3
let's
times
watch
was
it.
too much for one season.
it's honor, nay
No
privilege.
such thing.
Thank
I'm just
you.
waiting like a year or two to let Sam watch it. 'cause I
Sam's
was
gonna
like,
love it.
I'm like, Sam,
He's gonna
I've got
love
to show
it.
you this movie. Like I told him, I was like, I've got to show you Camp Nowhere because again, I was a big
Yeah.
Andrew Keegan fan. So I was like, I got to show you this movie too. It's really
Shooting
good.
a nose spray ad in the morning.
He's holding up the different pictures of the white and the black. Which one do you like more?
He
And I'm
looks
like,
more
one's pensive.
pensive.
Pensive?
I was going for
Going for
thoughtful.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
oh God.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Girls Room. Like we said, we will be bringing you season 3 next season, and we are so excited. So please follow us on the socials if you don't already. If you do,
Yeah.
shoot us a message on there. Let us know what you would love to hear us talk about. Send us an email. Reach out to us. We are always open for more suggestions because I know we have a ton, but we also definitely don't think of all of them. So
Mhm.
And if
Did
you like
we-
the roundtable discussion format, we have more on our Patreon with our Splat chats and all kinds of other segments and minisodes that we do. So yeah.
Let us know if we missed a good soundtrack too, because when
Yes,
you're not
tell us
thinking
what
about it,
was-
you're not thinking about
I'm
it.
sure we missed some. There's
yeah,
so many.
tell
There's
us
too
what was
many.
your favorite soundtrack to listen to on repeat in the 90s. There are so many and
Yeah.
so
Even if
many
it was
beautiful
just
ones
one
to choose
song.
from. Yeah, even if it was a song because of the
Yes.
soundtrack.
Like
My heart
mine.
will go on.
Where you put the tape
Right.
in and then went through, listened, had to rewind.
Had to rewind
Get
it just to the start of that
Just-
song.
Oh.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We will splat you later.
You have
This episode was recorded at Splat Attack Studios in virtual home studios, though none in Florida.